Hi, my name is Dima Miley Afa, and today we're going to be talking about three things that others find normal, but is ruining the relationships that they have. And when I talk about relationships, I'm talking about all forms of relationships: platonic relationships, romantic relationships, work relationships, whatever kind of relationship. Pay attention, and you would see some things that you may be doing as a border or things you may have been noticing in friends or partners who were borders. Number one, disorganization. Borders cannot deal with space that is disorganized. We were forced to learn to keep to structure. There's a time for everything, there's a way to do everything. So, and 3 years, 6 years, 7 years, no matter number of years you spent in boarding school, it does something to your psyche. You just learn to do things in a certain way. And when you go out and meet people who went to normal day schools and are not used to this kind of life, many a times a brother cannot deal with how disorganized these people are. We see them as, why can't you keep your space organized? Why can't you do this thing at a particular time? Why don't you have this level of discipline? And this has a way of bringing our relationships. Two, if you went to school like mine, it is a crime to sit on the bed of another student, not to talk of sleeping on the bed with them. So whether you went to a mixed school or a one gender school, there are so many rules around how how we're supposed to be with each other. There's time for curfew. There's time you should not be found with the opposite sex. There's time you should not be on other people's beds. There are places you should not be found together, whether you are, if you went to a mixed school, there are times and places where you should not be found with the opposite sex. And if you went to a single gender school, you know that there are certain things, certain lines that might be normal for other people, you're not allowed to cross. And what does this do to us? By the time we're out of boarding school, you find out that borders are not used to this affection. It's not something that comes to us naturally because we have spent a lot of time on learning how to display this affection. So by the time you're out in the real world, it's tough to go back to what you used to be before you were in boarding school. Number three, trauma. Borders are dealing with all sorts of trauma. There's casting trauma, there's trauma from abuse, there's trauma from bullying, there's trauma from corporal punishment, there's trauma from all sorts of things. And when a body refuses to deal with the traumas, yes, there's an S. When we refuse to deal with the traumas, it comes back and haunts us in the way we handle our relationships, especially with people who not attend school, have no idea what the life in boarding school looks like. So I hope you have learned something from this video. You can watch, subscribe to learn more. Bye.